The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. When the Pharisees heard that Jesus had silenced the Sadducees, they gathered together, and one of them, a scholar of the law, tested him by asking, "Teacher, which commandment in the law is the greatest?" He said to him, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. This is the greatest and first commandment. The second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. The whole law and the prophets depend on these two commandments." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
So I was hoping to do this in a secretive fashion, but I actually forgot my lapel mic. If you wouldn't mind doing that, Father Woganka, I appreciate it. So confession number 2, I really like the Old Testament, and especially this prophecy from Ezekiel. It's a pretty metal story, not going to lie. It's very visceral. It's very, they're literally bones coming together and being joined, and sinews and flesh. It stirs my imagination, to say the least. Thank you very much. It stirs my imagination, and I can't help but think, man, this is really incredible. If these prophets of old could do such great things, well, why can't I do anything? But I think that's missing the point of this story. Because what do we find when we sit with this and when we pray with this? Well, we find God at work. We have a vast land, a vast valley of dry bones, of death, of slain, as we hear in the reading. And God comes and asks the prophet, "Do you believe that these bones can live?" Here's a profession of faith. Do you believe that? And the prophet says, "Well, Lord, you alone are God." And he says, "Okay, now prophesy and command these bones rise up." There's a wonderful relationship going on there, I think, that we a lot of times overlook, and even overlook in our own lives. That it's not just this God that does work without any reliance on us or us relying on God. It's just God says something and it happens, boom. But rather, I think what we're being shown is this wonderful, intimate relationship that God has with each and every one of us. He commands, and it's up to us to act. It's up to us to prophesy. I love that line in the reading, "Come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe, O breath of God, that these slain may live." Ezekiel isn't raising up these bones by his own power, his own authority. He's asking for the breath of God to come and envelop us. Can we ask for the same thing? Can we prophesy to the same thing? And I think that's what Jesus is getting at as well. He's reminding us of this great Shema prayer. "Hear, O Israel, I am the Lord, your God, the Lord alone. And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your mind, and with all your spirit." But he takes it a step further. He says, "And the second commandment is this, you shall love your neighbor as yourself." We recognize the glory of God, the majesty of God, and we see God at work in each other, and we love our neighbor as ourself. I think that's a great challenge, especially in these days of isolation and coronavirus, when we just want to vilify everybody that disagrees with us. Can we take a page from our gospel for today, or from our first reading today, and trust that the Spirit of God will come over these slain, all of us, that we may live?